This is vocabulary from lesson 9-7 in Signing Naturally. We are talking about different types of foods and restaurants. So we're going to start with Italy or Italian food. There's an older sign for this, for Italy, which is an I, palm facing you. You do a little cross on across your face. The newer one traces the shape of Italy, like you're sort of drawing the boot when you're looking at Italy on a map. So you want to start with like a bent L hand shape, like that. Okay. You're going to start this way and you're going to come down and close at the end of the boot. Okay. Italy. Greece is a G hand shape and it just comes straight down your nose. Greece. Greece. China, you want a one hand shape. You're going to go across, you're going to point to your pec across your body though. So don't start on the same side that your hand is, cross your body. So you're going to start cross, same side, and down at your waist. So let me show you this. Cross, cross body, right? So point, point, point. So start with your hands crossed, your arm crossed. Point, point, point. That's China. China. All right. Thai, not like suit and tie, but Thai, Thai food. All right. So you want a one hand shape with your palm facing down. Your fingers going to be sideways. Fingers going to be sideways. And then you just kind of come down at the end of your nose. Thai. Japan is kind of similar to Italy because you're tracing the shape of what the country looks like on a map. So Japan has all those islands, right? So you're going to start, okay. So your palms are going to face down, but I don't think you're going to be able to see me very well that way. So I'm going to face out just for a second and then I'll do it correctly. So you start with two G hand shapes that are not little G's, but kind of big G's. Okay. Point your fingers down. And then as you come away, you're going to make a little bit, let me show you, a little bit of a curve because that's the shape of the islands. Okay. But don't put your palms out like I did. That's not correct. I'm just showing you. All right. So Japan, Japan, Japan. And keep your shoulders and your elbow does come up a little bit, but keep your shoulders relaxed. It's not up here like I was doing it. Japan, Japan. America, we did in ASL 1. You want two 5 hand shapes, fingers interlocked, and you're going to do a little rotation. America. Vegetable is a V hand shape. Keep your palm facing out. You're going to touch just kind of your cheek chin area by your mouth and just move a little bit. This is a wrist movement. Reasonable or reason. So if you're talking about prices at a restaurant and you're saying, it's reasonable, you use this sign. Or if you're saying the reason that I picked this restaurant is, you would also use this sign. So it's just an R, just an initialized sign. And you do little circles, palm facing your face. Or reasonable or reason. Delicious. So this could be signed one-handed or two-handed. You're going to start sort of with an 8. You're going to kind of make sure your fingers are touching, not, well, let's see. They're still touching. Anyway, have it like that, not like this. Okay, flatten that a little bit. Palms up. One hand, they do the same movement, so I don't think it matters which hand, but I always put my dominant hand closer to my mouth. And then it's almost like you snap, but it's a slicker movement like that. So delicious, 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 delicious. One-handed or two-handed. Champ. Now this is an ASL, wouldn't say idiom, but phrase. It doesn't have a really great English translation, but it means like the best, top notch kind of thing. So you want a 1 hand shape on your non-dominant hand. I've seen 2 different hand shapes used for the dominant hand, so I'll show you both. One is a bent 5. It's not a C, it's a bent 5. And what you're going to do is you're going to touch the middle part of your palm, okay? So again, dominant hand does the moving, champ. I've also seen a bent 3, champ. That's the one I see most. Lousy is a 3 hand shape with your thumb touching your nose. You're going to bring it out and away from you and then straight down. So out, away from your body, not across your body, away from your body. So to your right if you're right-handed, to your left if you're left-handed, away and down. Lousy. And there's kind of some wrist flick here. Lousy. To gag. 2 hands, and like you're choking, like, it's terrible. That's how they're going to use it in this unit. So chicken. So chicken is the sign for 20 on your mouth. It's the same as the sign for a bird. Chicken. Fish. We learned that in ASL 1 also. Wine is a W or a 6 hand shape. And with this part of your fingers and thumb, you touch your cheek and then you do little circles. Shrimp. You want an X hand shape and it's going to wiggle so across your body. So start it. If you're right-handed, start at your right side. If you're left-handed, start at your left side and go across your body. Sushi. 2 U hand shapes. Top hand, let's see. Dominant hand should be on top because it's going to move. So you just tap, 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 sushi. Rice is a lexicalized sign. So rice, R-I-C-E, but really fast, and that's the sign. So don't think of it as just being finger spelled. Being a lexicalized sign means this is the sign for rice. Steak. Steak can be finger spelled or steak. We did meat, which is signed the same way a few vocabulary lists ago. Interesting. So you want 2 5 hand shapes. They're open 8 hand shapes is really what they are. You're going to touch with your middle finger and your thumb on your chest and your stomach. And as you bring them out, you close them into 8 hand shapes. So they start like this and they end like this, okay? Interesting, interesting. And make sure your facial expression matches. You can't do this. It has to be, okay? Rock or stone. So now we're going to talk about what the restaurants are made out of, like the buildings. Rock or stone. So S hand shape on your non-dominant hand, palm facing down. Your dominant hand is going to be an A hand shape, and you're going to hit with this part of your dominant hand, hitting this part of your non-dominant hand. Rock. I have seen it also hit this way too. Rock. Rock. Or stone, right? Like it's the building's built from stone. Stucco. So stucco is like paint or painting, except it's got an S hand shape. So stucco. Red brick is signed red, and then I guess a classifier. It's like a rectangle. So red brick. Cement is finger spelled. Pasta or spaghetti. You want I hand shapes with your palms facing you, and you make little twirls. Pasta or spaghetti. Dessert. I normally see dessert signed this way, 2 Ds. Point your fingers away from you, palms toward each other, and kind of tap here like that. In your signing naturally book, it's signed this way, which is the same as the sign for date, like dating someone. So I tend to sign it this way, but just be aware that when you practice in your signing naturally book, it will be signed dessert. So let's see, we have beer next. It's going to have the same, it's a B, and it's going to have little circular movement like wine did, beer. Just make sure you differentiate from brown, beer, little different movement there. Barbecue is just BBQ. French fries is just FF, and fajitas is signed FAJ. That's a fajita. The last sign on this list is the sign for kind. Now, avoid transfer error here. This is not in English like, oh, she's so kind, or, being nice. This is kind meaning type. What kind is it? So if you're talking about what kind of food do you like, that's this sign. So it's two K hand shapes. You are going to point your palms, point your fingers sideways and your palms to you. That's what it is. And then with your dominant hand, you're going to go around and hit kind. So like, what type of food do you like? What kind of ice cream do you like? And that's it. That is the vocabulary from lesson 9-7.